Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video on the channel. Today we are going to talk about the evolution of the Mazda Miata. Before we get started with the video, don't forget to smash the like button, share the video and subscribe to the channel. Now let's get started. May generation, 1990 to 1998. The first Miata was introduced in 1990 with a 1.6-liter i4 engine producing 116 horsepower and 110 pound-feet of torque. Power was routed to the rear wheels via a 5-speed manual transmission, and you had to wind the car out in each gear to get the most out of that power. Mazda claims the first-generation Miata has a top speed of 160 miles per hour and a 0 to 60 of time of 8.6 seconds. Those aren't very impressive specs by today's standards, but they were adequate at the time, especially considering the car's 2,100-pound curb weight. To put it another way, the first Miata was a relatively bare-bones offering, basic to put it another way. A viscous-type limited-slip differential and an optional removable hardtop in red only were available as options. The Miata was a relatively inexpensive little item with a starting price of $13,800, and Mazda sold 23,052 Miatas in its first year of manufacture. For instance, the nimble Honda CRX sold 40,000 units that year, but the Miata outsold the Toyota Mark II at the very least. NB generation, 1999 to 2005. Because of updated pedestrian crash safety rules, the second-generation Miata does away with the famous pop-up headlights of its predecessor. The NB Miata was also broader than the car it replaced and saw a slight price increase, with a $19,770 MSRP in 1999. The NB Miata used the same 1.8-liter engine as its predecessor, but with a higher compression ratio, output was increased to 140 horsepower and 116 pound-feet of torque. The new Miata was considerably heavier than its predecessor, weighing around 2,350 pounds. The 99 Miata could reach 60 miles per hour in around 8 seconds flat when equipped with the 5-speed manual transmission, but a newly available 6-speed manual gearbox trimmed half a second off that time. The previous generation's soft-tops zip-out plastic window was replaced with actual rear glass and a defogger. The Miata even had a retractable wind deflector to keep the cabin a little less blustery when the top was down. The old car's 14-inch wheels were replaced with larger 15-inch wheels, and 195 50th series tires provided superior traction. The Miata received a facelift in 2001 with a redesigned front fascia and standard fog lamps. A redesigned intake and exhaust system raised horsepower from 140 to 143, and all Miatas received more comfortable seats as well as a new instrument panel. New 16-inch wheels were introduced as well as larger front brakes. NC generation, 2006 to 2015. Mazda ditched the Miata moniker for the third-generation NC model, just naming it the MX-5, even though it never really caught on. Why would you ever choose a name like Miata? The NC gained 170 horsepower and 140 pound-feet of torque from a 2.0-liter engine, but it was also slightly larger and heavier than its predecessor, weighing in at over 2,400 pounds. The 5-speed manual transmission was standard, but a 6-speed stick was available as an option. Buyers can also select a 6-speed automatic transmission with paddle shifters. The NC Miata added a tilt steering column to its list of comfort and convenience amenities, and a power-retractable hardtop was introduced in mid-2006. The 2006 Miata began at $20,995. As part of a facelift in 2009, new headlights and taillights were introduced, as well as a revised grille reminiscent of the smiley face motif. A few engine improvements raised the engine's red line to 7,200 revolutions per minute, making it more pleasant to wind out each gear. However, horsepower has fallen somewhat to 167 as a result of new SAE power rating rules adopted in 2007. ND generation 2016 present. For the 2016 Miata, Mazda chose revolution over progress with a complete makeover that returns the car to its roots. The 2.0-liter engine in the ND Miata had less power than its predecessor, producing only 155 horsepower and 148 pound-feet, but it was housed in a car that had reduced a lot of weight, returning to the 2,300 pounds of the NA generation. A 6-speed manual transmission was standard with an optional 6-speed automatic transmission. The conversion from hydraulic to electric power-assisted steering was a significant adjustment for the ND Miata. While I always thought the new Miata's steering arrangement is excellent, some purists have been vocal in their opposition to the introduction of this more modern technology. The MX-5 has a brand new infotainment system with a 7-inch screen on the inside. All of the cabin materials were also upgraded significantly. The only feature that most reviewers disliked was the positioning of the cup holders, which were directly behind your elbow, although they could be moved to the passenger side of the center console. 2019 MX-5 Miata. The 2019 Miata gets a few notable upgrades, including greater power and a red line of 7,500 revolutions per minute. The Miata also joined the rest of the modern automobile world by adding a telescopic steering column and a backup camera, which are now federally required pieces of standard equipment. The 2019 Miata is the fastest MX-5 yet, reaching 60 miles per hour in 5.7 seconds. The 30th anniversary edition MX-5 Miata does not significantly alter the Roadster's formula, which is a good thing. All 3,000 units will be painted racing orange and will ride on dark finish raised wheels. Brembo front brakes and Bilstein dampers should make it a terrific little thing to drive, as if the stock Miata wasn't already. Both convertible and RF variants will be offered, although only 500 will be sold in the United States. That's a wrap on the video. I hope you liked it. If you did, let me know by giving it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.